should the Giants call him? And if so, how serious should the pursuit be?
No, I don't think that they should, because I think it creates just another major distraction for getting this team back right. Like Joe Judge is talking about the culture being correct, right? These guys aren't quitting. These guys aren't running out the door. They're not packing for vacation already or making plans on what they're going to do come next weekend after they play the Washington football team. And Kyle Rudolph, who we had on yesterday, he verified that. These guys are playing hard. They're trying to, at least. Maybe they're just inferiorly talented, but they're still playing, right? They're not quitting on this team. And so I don't think that Joe Judge, like getting rid of Joe Judge and entertaining the Jim Harbaugh conversation, serves anything in this moment. Now, it's exciting to think about because of who Jim Harbaugh is. He's one of those, former players who had great success in college, translated it to the NFL, which we also know is rare. Look at Urban Meyer and Steve Spurrier and all. The list is, it's long. Even Matt Rule right now, who I really like, but he looks like he might be out down in Carolina as well.
That's going sideways. We loved Matt Rule.
I love him as a person.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that type of style. He's very collegiate. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Nice. He's nice. Put it that way. I don't want to put it in.
Is he too nice?
Maybe.
Is that what you're saying? Too nice?
You remember I did that first game with the Jets?
Yeah.
And I remember the first thing I said to you when I came back is I really like Matt Rule.
Yeah. I remember that.
I just don't know if that's going to work in the NFL.
Well, he got a 7-year deal, so he's safe at least. He's getting paid.
I mean, he's getting paid. It doesn't matter.
Maybe he got 8 years.
They've had a ton of issues because Christian McCaffrey just can't stay healthy. Second year in a row, he's only played 4 or 5 games, and he's their offense. Without him, they can't get anything done. But that's beside the point. Jim Harbaugh is exciting because he translates wherever he plays. Success follows him.
Yep.
As a coach, and that's hard to do. We saw it with San Francisco. They were, quite literally 4 yards away from Colin Kaepernick being the Super Bowl MVP, and they just couldn't, punch it in. And he would have been lauded because San Francisco had been through a little bit of a drought.
More than a little.
A lot of a drought at that point.
Bad.
So I like the idea of Jim Harbaugh. I just don't like the idea of Jim Harbaugh with the New York Giants, given where they are right now.
I do. Well, by the way, where are they right now? They're terrible. That's where they are. They stink.
They're trying to build, they're trying to find themselves, right? I think that's a work in progress.
Yeah.
And, it's frustrating. I hate it, just like every Giants fans out there. I hate it. I hate that it's continually the same thing over and over and over and over again. Whether we're questioning the quarterback or whether we're questioning the staff. Is there enough talent on this team? What about all these moves we made? Look how that one didn't pan out and this one didn't pan out. We drafted the wrong dude. We could have got Micah Parsons. I'm tired of hearing all of that.
But they're all true, those things.
They are all true. But how many times are you going to reset it? You know what I mean? You just
maybe you won't have to if Harbaugh's the coach.
Yeah, maybe. But the only thing that Harbaugh would give you if he comes, if they should make a move and fire Joe Judge, get a new general manager who then would also have to agree that Jim Harbaugh is the guy.
True.
Then go get Jim Harbaugh and bring him in here. Is that you would know that it wouldn't be like, all right, he just doesn't have the experience. This isn't going to work. It's a failed experiment. Right? You could say that with Ben McAdoo. You kind of could say that with Pat Shurmur, even though he had previously been a head coach. You could kind of say that. He's a really good offensive coordinator. He's just not really cut out to be a head coach. Just failed experiment. Joe Judge, he was a special teams guy in New England. First time as a head coach, didn't really hire a good staff. It's a failed experiment. If you hire Jim Harbaugh, you're not going to say this is a failed experiment. And so that would be the only positive. But I think the distractions that come with that are just going to be compounding everything else that is going on with the team.
I think the distractions are temporary and will be immediately forgotten. The first sign of progress, which with Jim Harbaugh is historically immediate.
Why are you so convinced that Jim Harbaugh brings progress?
Got 3 reasons for you. And by the way, I'll give you the 3, and I'll give you a quick encapsulation. I won't just drone on. But I've got 3 reasons for you. But I want to read you a quick tweet here. ESPN Rittenberg. I don't know this guy. Adam Rittenberg.
Don't know
at
him.
ESPN Rittenberg, senior writer, college football, ESPN Plus. I guess he does something on Sirius XM. I guess he teaches at DePaul, so I guess he's based out there in Chicago. All right. And he's got 64,000 followers. He's verified. According to ESPN Rittenberg, the Giants' head coaching job could interest Michigan's Jim Harbaugh if it were available. Okay, just putting that out there. Now I'll give you my 3 reasons fast.
The New York Giants head coaching job would interest any coach if it's available.
You would think,
right?
You would think. Although now I got to be, and I'm not trying to bag on the Giants because I do agree, but the luster is not nearly as strong or as shiny as it was a decade ago.
I understand that, but
because of John Mara, and
but
maybe Mr. Tisch needs to get involved a little bit more here.
It's still the New York Giants.
I understand that, but they don't look like the Giants anymore.
Yeah,
and they've been firing guys fast.
Yeah,
and they've been drafting the wrong guys, and they've been bad.
But if you're a Jim Harbaugh level coach,
then it's appealing.
Exactly.
I know what you're saying. I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I'm not trying to unnecessarily disrespect the Giants. I've got profound respect for the Giants. That's why it's so confounding what they've morphed into. But anyway, here's the 3 bullet points with Jim Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, immediate credibility. Number 2, he's going to hire a good staff because he knows the NFL.
Yep.
Number 3,
and guys want to come work with him.
Bingo. This might be the most important one for me. His history of rehabilitating quarterbacks. And I know you and I have gone over this, chapter and verse on the national show, but just as a very brief refresher, when I left local back in 2011 in New York, I go to San Francisco to do afternoon drive. Jim Harbaugh, that's his first year with the Niners. You know that. Okay.
Yep.
So when I go out there, everybody's calling us up saying, Alex Smith sucks. And I get it. Now, this is 2011.
Did you crush Alex Smith?
Oh, yeah. He wanted to fight me.
That's right.
Well, actually, let me take that back. We were at a San Jose Sharks playoff game, and me and my old partner were doing a show from the Shark Tank. It was the Sharks and the Blues. It doesn't even matter. But we're there. We're doing the show. Joe Staley, their big monster left tackle. Mm-hmm. So we're outside during one of the periods, intermission, and my old producer smoking a cigarette. Me and my old partner, ED, are hanging out. And I see this big Jooch staring at me. Beast. And it's Joe Staley, who's a 325-pound left tackle. And he's just eyeballing me. I mean, staring me hard. I'm like, this guy looks like he wants to kick the crap out of me.
Did I know you?
It's Joe Staley. Who's he with? Alex Smith. So Joe Staley goes to Eric Davis, who used to play for the Niners, who was my old partner out in San Francisco. He goes, why is that guy? Well, now Alex talks. And he says, why does that guy bag on me every day on the radio? Why? And Staley wanted to confront me, but ED said, Alex, he's actually pretty cool. Why don't you go talk to him? So Alex Smith and I had about a 6 or 7 minute conversation outside the Shark Tank. And I told him, I said, honestly, Alex, it's not personal. And I actually have a lot of respect for you. I know you play hard. I see you lower the pads. I know you can run. You're tough. It's just, I think Colin Kaepernick's more talented. This is where we were at that point. Before the kneeling, before anybody knew what Colin Kaepernick could do with a football, whatever. So I enter that maelstrom of controversy. Every Niner fan who had watched Alex Smith from 05 through 11, he was a bust.
Yes.
He was the first overall pick out of Utah, 05, 06, 07, 8, 9, 10, before I show up. And I'm like, I got to watch the guy play a little bit more before I officially bury him. And you know what? I watched him, wasn't that impressed, but immediately Jim Harbaugh, immediately, I think they went 11-5 that year. At least, I think they were 11-5. Turned him into a really good player. And if you think that Daniel Jones is salvageable, as you and I both do.
I do.
And I'll tell you this. I think Daniel Jones has far more natural talent than Alex Smith.
And he's smart like Alex Smith as well.
He's bigger, he's stronger, has a better arm. I actually think he's faster. Now, his accuracy's not as good, and that's obviously important. Why am I calling Jim Harbaugh? Instant credibility, hire a good staff, history with quarterbacks that have not played well.
Now, the reality is, do you believe that this is true?
The Giants could call him, or that Jim wants to leave?
Jim wants to leave. Because think about
I have no idea.
Why would he want to leave?
I don't know.
It took him 7 years to break through and beat the Ohio State Buckeyes. They completely, again, remade the staff. It got younger. It got more, friendly for the players. They relate a little bit better. And as a result, they played their ass off. Save for a quarter against the Michigan State Spartans, they would have been undefeated Big Ten champions and not even never a doubt to be in the college football playoff. Now, they got their butts kicked because they were out-coached in the Orange Bowl, which was gross watching that game against Georgia. But that doesn't matter. He's there to win Big Ten. First of all, beat Ohio State and Michigan State, which he didn't do this year. But still, beat Ohio State and win Big Ten championships. He beat Ohio State and he won a Big Ten championship after years of failing to do it.
Yep.
Why would he leave?
Because he's probably not going to do it again. And you leave on the high note.
But that's
And he wants to get paid again.
He had incentives, by the way.
I know.
They
No,
cut
that's true.
They cut his salary by half. It was 8 to 4. So now he's
back up to 6 or
he's
7.
a middling. It probably went back up to 6 or 7 or so.
Oh, poor guy. He's destitute.
No, he's
How's he
not
going
at
to make
all.
it?
Dude makes so much money it doesn't even
Obviously,
matter.
yeah.
Right? So I get why the money could be a deciding factor, but he could be at Michigan forever.
You're missing something, though. Ego. When somebody cuts your salary in half, and then somebody comes and says, I'm going to give you 40% more of what they were paying you before they cut it, you might say peace.
But college coaches make so much more than NFL coaches.
Not if you're the Giants and you're desperate and you really believe in them.
That's a lot of money.
The Giants have it. Okay, it's a lot of money. So what?
Just say it. It's a lot of money.
I know it is. Do they not have the money?
I'm sure they do, but
So you wouldn't even make an exploratory cursory call?
I think
Are you kidding me?
I think Jim Harbaugh comes to the Giants and he'd be
And
a
by the
distraction.
way, listen,
And by the way, Jim Harbaugh's got to want to come to the New York Giants.
But I just read you a tweet. Doesn't mean that it's guaranteed, but somebody who's connected to the world of college football said if the job's open, he might be interested.
Chicago is more likely.
But that's not the point. I don't care about the Bears right now.
Raiders are more likely.
I agree with that. I'm not asking you, do you think he'll be the Giants coach? I'm asking you, do you think the Giants should at least call him? And I'm saying it's irresponsible not to. You got to call Jim Harbaugh.
But what are you going to get from calling him?
I don't know. Maybe a new coach. Maybe a direction, maybe a plan, maybe wins, maybe an elevation of the franchise, maybe a return to glory.
I just feel like there's too much going on for Jim Harbaugh to step into this situation and fix it, right? And it feels good. It sounds good because he's Jim Harbaugh. But Jim's a little bit of an odd bird, man.
So what?
Is it going to sell in New York? Probably.
Wait. He's
maybe?
a little.
I don't know.
I know he is odd. We get that. We've interviewed him a ton.
Yes.
I know.
I don't mean that in a bad way.
No. I love Jim. He's definitely odd. He's quirky. He's out there. He's definitely different. But I mean, the way Joe Judge's press conferences have been going right now, I don't think anybody would have an issue with quirkiness if you're winning some games. I mean, this guy's got the gumption to get up there and say, guys who used to play for the Giants are calling me, making more money. They miss playing for the Giants. Giants stink. They don't miss playing for you.
If Jim Harbaugh is the head coach of the Giants this year,
yeah,
all the same situations happen.
Yes.
Injuries, O-line just can't get it together. Mm-hmm. Different variations of it. Saquon's hurt. Every wide receiver goes down for at least 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
And then they come back and they're shells of themselves. Evan Ingram's your most reliable target is out of the backfield. Daniel Jones gets hurt.
Yeah.
Is Jim Harbaugh winning more than 4 games?
Yeah, he's going to win more than 4. He's not going to win 8 or 9, but he's going to win more than 4. Yeah, I think so because the Giants also lost games early when they were healthier. Okay. And
Washington being one.
By the way, Jim Harbaugh is responsible for my absolute worst loss in betting ever. Maybe I'll tell you that story someday. All right, 877-337-6666. I find this amazing. I mean, one of the old-time Giants is basically telling us we shouldn't even call the guy. Wow. I obviously disagree, and I have supported Joe Judge, but I'm definitely calling Jim Harbaugh. What would you guys do? We'll get some calls, your reaction on that next. Tiki and Tierney on the Fan.